Hello everybody. This is going to be a bit of a different video that I'm recording today. This isn't going to be the usual video where we stream Resident Evil, Pokemon, whatever it is. This is kind of a talk that I wanted to have, and I think it's more for myself than anybody else, but I want to record it, and maybe I'll upload it, maybe I won't, I don't really know. I'm just going to be filling up my card store while we chat, but I wanted to talk about risk today. Because I'm in a position in life where I'm taking a little bit of a risk, and I don't think it's as big as a risk as everybody's acting like it is, but it's something that I want to get off my chest because this seems like a good place to do it, especially when you try to talk to people and they don't understand where you're coming from. I decided that I don't want to work a 9 to 5 the rest of my life, which to most people that sounds normal. But when you tell people that, you go, you know what, I quit my job. They go, no, why did you quit your job? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? And it becomes this panic of you're doing something wrong. And I don't think that's true. So I think this is more of just a chat for myself. And if anybody relates to it, then awesome. And if nobody sees it, then it doesn't really matter, does it? So to give you a little breakdown, my whole life, I wanted to be a quote-unquote success. I don't know where, I think everybody does for the most part, but we tend to just say it as, I want to be successful. I'm going to go to school. I'm going to become this, whatever. And that's it. So for a little context, when I was younger, I don't know, 14, 15, I was like, I want to be a professional boxer or MMA fighter. That was it for me. That was the goal. So you join gyms, you do that for a bit, and then you go, you know what, I don't know. And this might be my biggest regret in life that I never did it, but... And then you get caught up with school, and then that becomes a back thought. And then I started working at Pizza Hut making pizzas. And I said, this ain't it for me. But it was a job to get through high school. Then I got a little older, and I started selling used cars at my dad and uncle's dealership for a couple years. And that was great. And then we had a passing, and we closed the dealership because we didn't want to do it anymore. So then I was trying to figure out what I want to do. So then it became real estate. You know what? I'm going to become a real estate. I'm going to flip houses. I'm going to make millions of dollars, and that's going to be it. And then you go, you know what? I don't have a passion for it, so you don't do it. And you keep working your minimum wage job, and I didn't know what to do with my life. So then I graduate high school, and then all of a sudden it becomes, so what are you going to do? And you don't know. And it's a scary thought because you're like, I don't really have any money when you're 18, 19. I've never had a real crazy responsibility where all of a sudden it's now good luck. They throw you in the world and they go, good luck, hope you make it. And I've had great support systems in my life. Like I've always been quote unquote sheltered. I mean, everybody has their struggles in life, but I always knew I didn't want to work for somebody else and work a 9 to 5. But I didn't know. That sounds really good on paper, but you don't know what that means, right? Everyone goes, I don't want to work a 9 to 5. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to be this. Nobody really knows what the fuck that means. You just say it to sound good. And then one day I said, you know what? I was on a walk by the park trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life, genuinely. And I was walking the street and I saw a house getting raided by the police. And I went, I want to become a cop. That's what I want. So I made the impulsive decision. I went home that day, signed up for college. I got my OSAP and my tuition, and in 2 months I'm going to be in school to be a police officer, and then I'm going to be a cop, and then maybe one day I'll be chief of police. And these impulse decisions that you just make because it just seems like the right thing to do, and it's a spur of the moment thing. So you spend 10, 12 grand for a year or two of schooling, and then you get out. And you go, okay, I still want to be a cop, right? And you're like, yeah, of course I do. So you tell everybody that you want to be a police officer, and they keep asking, and then you kind of get annoyed, but then you apply, and then I was denied. I rushed it so much. I had mistakes on my resumes, and I had debt that I didn't take care of, like just stupid credit card shit. And all these little things add up, and they go, oh, sorry, not at the moment. So then you don't want to hide it, but you're crushed because that was your thing in life. That was what everybody known you as, is when you get introduced, oh, he wants to be a cop. yeah, he's gonna be a cop. He's gonna be this, and then you become, oh, that guy's gonna be the cop. And when a couple years go by and you're not a cop, all of a sudden everybody goes, oh, yeah, you're still gonna be, and you go, I don't know. Oh, yeah, that's what you should be. That's the best thing for you to do. And then all of a sudden it becomes, well, okay, yeah, I still want to be a cop, and you know you don't, but you don't tell anybody that because you'll just get ridiculed. And if you're not doing what everybody thinks you should be doing, it's a problem. So then, as time goes on, I did some other little jobs, and then I've been working back at a dealership for the past year or so. Actually, a few days ago. And I just had this moment where I'd be driving at work. I do a lot of driving. I move cars to body shops and all kinds of stuff. And I spend a lot of time alone in these cars, and you just, you have something going on your phone in the cup holder. And then I heard TGR talk about day trading. So then, you know what? I'm going to be a day trader. That's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to escape the quote-unquote matrix, because that's what I need to do. And you try day trading, and you rush it, and you don't know what the fuck you're doing because you don't have a passion for it, but it seems like an escape from the reality that you're working for somebody else making, minimum wage or whatever you're making. And then it would go from, okay, well, I can't be a day trader, or not that I could, but I didn't have a passion, so I didn't put the time in. So then it would be, okay, if I'm not going to be a day trader, I should become whatever the next TikTok thing is, a clipper. So I do clipping for a month, and then I go, oh, Canada, you can't make money off TikTok in Canada unless you're live. And I go, I don't want to be live. And so I go, I'm not going to do that, okay? And your videos don't blow up instantly because you don't have a passion for it. You're just doing it hoping to make money. So if you don't make money day one, you quit because you don't care. And then all of a sudden you just start realizing that you don't know what your passion is in life. And that's scary because everybody you talk to goes, life goes quick. And I'm only 25. It sounds like I'm like 95, but I don't want to be 65 and hopefully retiring with a decent pension, or I don't have a pension, and I want to be able to travel the world, and I want to see things I've never seen, and I want to experience what I think life is supposed to be like, and not just the same reality that everybody lives in. And you see these successful people, and they all go, you can do it. You just have to take the risk. So that's what I did. I might have an opportunity coming up for very good money at a job with one of my brothers. That's a crazy opportunity for me that would put me in an amazing position. But I don't know. I don't know if it's going to work out. I don't even know if there's a job yet. It's just hey, this might be something. And that was good enough for me where I said, you know what? I'm going to take this risk in life. And if this doesn't work out, I'm going to figure it out for myself. And I literally said, I told myself, I said, what's the worst that's going to happen? I have to get another job that I'm not a big fan of, or I have to struggle for a month or two, or whatever the case is. So I just said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go for it and just I'm going to roll the dice and see what they come up as. And I'm betting on red. And if it comes up black, then fuck, I should have guessed the other way. But what's the worst that's going to happen? And I think this is just more of a way for me to get this off my chest, that everybody that I tell, they go, oh, bad idea. Ugh. Well, you might as well have everything lined up. So when you quit this job, you go right to another job. And I don't know if it's going to be streaming, if it's going to be YouTube, if it's going to be whatever it is. I want to take this time in my life where I've set myself up in a position where I don't have to work for a while. And I'm just going to roll the dice. And it's a little scary and it's nerve-wracking and you get anxiety about it. And you go, one's if this doesn't work, one's if I fail. But what if this doesn't? What if I find something in life that's my passion, where I don't have to be a trillionaire or a billionaire or a millionaire, but I just have this passion where I get up and I work for something, and I don't have to be the richest guy in the room, but as long as I'm happy doing it, I'll do it for whatever money, just so that I can, when I'm older, and this might sound weird to people, but it's how I think. When I'm 80, I can look and go, I did it the way I wanted to do it. And that's it. Whether this works out or doesn't, I do not know. I won't know for a while. But it feels good just to say it. going, I'm taking a risk in life, and I'm gonna try to achieve a dream that I have. And I don't even know what that dream is. I just know this dream isn't sitting in front of a computer taking orders for somebody else, or sitting in a car taking orders for somebody else. So I'm making this video for myself, but also anybody who's watching. If you're in a position where, if you have kids and a wife and a family and responsibilities like that, it's different. I have rent and, insurance and phone bill and all that stupid shit, but I've put myself in a position where if I don't work for like a year, I'll be fine. I can make it work. But if you don't have these responsibilities and you go, you know what? I don't like the job I'm at, and I see an opportunity where I could just take this risk, and if it doesn't work, then I just go back to another minimum wage job, and like it never happened. And people go, oh, where are you working before? You just tell them I worked at a car dealership. Oh, nice, man. You like selling cars? Not really, but I did it, or I service cars. And nobody gives a fuck because everybody's worried about having their own slice of pie. They're not looking at yours. So this is for me, like I said, but if this is for anybody else, just take the risk and roll the dice. And if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. But you won't know until you roll the dice. And it's better to roll them and go, fuck, I thought I had that, versus sitting at home the next day going, I wonder what. I wonder if I would have rolled a 7 instead, or if I didn't roll them at all. We'll never know unless we take this risk. So this video's from me, and if anybody needs this advice, take the risk. Life is short, and 100 years from now, we're all dead. Most people don't know their grandma's dad's name or grandma's mom's name, so it doesn't matter. We're in 100 years, no one's gonna know who the fuck we are anyway. Take the risk, and if it doesn't work, you'll be embarrassed for a week. You'll get another job. You'll get over it. In 40 years from now, you'll go, remember when I quit my job and tried to do whatever and it didn't work? And you'll laugh, and that'll be it. Don't be the person that's 60 going, telling somebody when they're young, like, what's some advice you have? I wish I would have took the risk. I wish I would have traveled. If you want to do something in life, just do it. Roll the dice, and whatever comes up, comes up. But at least you can say you tried, and we're all going to die anyway. So that's it. This was a lot different video than I usually upload. I just wanted to get this off my chest, and this seemed like the best place to do it. Not a lot of people in life understand when you have an idea or a dream or something that you're going after, because they're either scared or they just don't know. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll upload a regular video or stream a regular video later tonight or tomorrow, but this felt really good to get off my chest. I appreciate you guys, love you, and I will catch you in the next one. See ya.